Hello everyone, I worked on my level stay when I was gone, and here's what I did. Before we start the video, darn it, I already did. The first thing I did was a City Fade part. City Fade is my favorite level of all time, and I'm planning to beat it as my first Extreme Demon. Anyway, I love how this level fits together, and I wanted some of that in my level. For the record, I am not copying this level. I remade it all from scratch. I did stream this part, and the stream was the most boring thing I've ever made. Please don't watch it. Anyway, I made the foreground, which were these platform thingies that the light thingies go on top. I made the light blocks come from the sky, but I couldn't figure out how to make it go back up, like in City Fade. I made these particles, again, from City Fade, and I thought they looked pretty nice. The vines here were a huge pain in the butt. It's what made the stream so boring. This part took me so long, I used it in 2 thumbnails. Anyway, I made a city in the background and made it bounce a little. I added sky islands, circles everywhere, and I added a barely noticeable gridded pattern in the front that rotates. I also added a sneaky tidal wave jump scare in there and a neat little ending animation. This actually isn't the first time I remade City Fade. I made a part like this in an old level, and I used the song to make another level similar to it. I know, I'm not very original. I just swapped around the words and called it a day. Max Orman, the creator of City Fade, actually commented on this level, so now I respect him like no other person ever has. There are no boundaries for my love of this level. Anyway, getting back to the point, this part turned out actually pretty good. Possibly my best part of this whole level. The next part I kinda wanted chaotic, but organized at the same time. Does that make sense? My color palette for this was going to be red, blue, and black, just like the first part. I know, wholly unoriginal, right? I watched my first progress report video again, and I concluded that I added too many lists. So from now on, I'm going to chill out on the list making. I wanted this part to consistently moving parts that are smooth to watch, but I didn't want it too pleasing, so I made some epileptic, unfriendly flashing bits to sore out your eyes. This part has a lot of gradients. Each gradient here has 4 IDs, so I got to ID 600 after no time. I thought the gradients looked cool, so I used them in a whole bunch at the end of this part. The foreground was a little bit of grass and a little bit of whatever this thing I made is called, and the background is made out of spinny things that I remade from one of Sputnik's videos. It's pretty simple here, but I kinda like it. The next part had even more gradients. I slapped some black blocks in the front to make them look cooler, and I guess it looks okay. The last thing I did to this part was adding a little trail that gets darker over time. The movement was critical here to make the transition look good. I can't wait to blur it out and use it as a background for another video. I made some click indicators because Wingcopter sucks, and a little 3D transition at the end. Originally, I was gonna end the video here, but I wanted to make the video longer just for you guys. Anyway, I wanted a bit of Orange Skies theme from Super Mario Bros. Wii U Deluxe and a little bit of Ascension from Heaven with a dash of Sunset Sandstorm and Future Station. Remember, I'm not copying the ideas, but rather getting inspiration from the certain aspects of them. So right off the bat, I added an orange gradient background. You know how much I love gradients. With some block decoration. For this part I wanted it kind of futuristic looking, and I knew I wanted it bright blue to make it stick out from the background. Guess what? I cooked! This quickly became my best block design I've ever made, and I'm so proud of my children. Anyway, I got all my children sorted up, and now I needed an environment, which means the backgrounds and the foregrounds. I then used 100% of my brain power to cook up some clouds and some sky bubbles from Super Mario Bros. Wii U Deluxe. They turned out pretty great, but they blended with the background a little too much, so I added some glow for separation. I also made some particles to add movement. I didn't want to add too many particles because I don't want anyone else's PC to fireworks. Here's a full showcase!
Oh, so suddenly you poison the air I breathe. But if you don't hate me, then why would you break me? Feel it in my bones, I'm about to lose control. Only so much I'm taking, so get yourself to safety. Cause baby, a storm is coming. You better heed the warning, pray. Don't stay, run away, 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 away. Feel how the
Of course, there are a few bugs that I need to tweak, but for the most part, I hope you enjoyed. These progress report videos aren't long due to me being bad at time management, but before the video ends, please like, subscribe, and ring that bell to It's Shivers and Cove Dragons channels. They're absolutely goated! Also, thanks to Amber and his little bro for being so awesome. Have a nice day!